MAGA Mike Johnson, the MAGA Republican Speaker of the House, is losing all control over the House of Representatives, and he is panicking, fearing that he may even lose his job before the midterms. And let's face it, any semblance of any MAGA agenda has now been totally derailed. And Donald Trump called Axios, which is basically his personal stenographer at this point, and he's basically leaked to them that he hopes the MAGA Republicans lose the midterms. He doesn't care if they lose the midterms. More on that in a moment. But MAGA Mike Johnson is losing MAGA Republican members left and right. MAGA Republican Congresswoman from Texas, Kay Granger, pronounced dead over the weekend at the age of 83. Apparently, for the past several months, she's been in an assisted living facility. No one's really known where she is, but she has been pronounced dead in Fort Worth, Texas, at the age of 83. Also, you have a MAGA Republican Congress member from Ohio, Max Miller. Well, he's being called on to resign immediately based on very serious and disturbing allegations of abuse by his ex-wife, who happens to also be the daughter of a MAGA Republican senator from the same state where Miller is a Congress member, Ohio. Senator Moreno's daughter is the ex-wife of Max Miller, and MAGA Republican Senator Moreno is calling out his former son-in-law for being a deranged, abusive psychopath. And Senator Moreno posted this publicly, and then Max Miller attacked his former father-in-law, the MAGA Republican senator of the same state. And then Miller, earlier in the morning on Sunday, released a deranged video saying, "Do you think that I could be abusive if my ex-wife invited me back in the house a few days later? How could I be abusive if she invited me back in?" Yeah, that's what happens in domestic abuse situations. Then he proceeded to release all of these like surreptitious audio recordings he made of his wife, and they are not helpful to him, to say the least. Let's just go through all of the things that are happening one by one here so you can see MAGA Mike Johnson panicking. Well, on Sunday, MAGA Mike announced the death of Kay Granger. He said she devoted her life to serving her Fort Worth, Texas community as a teacher and businesswoman. He says throughout her career, she broke barriers, and he sends prayers to her family. You see photos of her. She has not been seen in the House of Representatives for quite some time. You have Donald Trump then calling a regime media, his stenographer, Axios. And so, you know, Donald Trump leaks all the stuff to Axios about his like fake conversations with Iran, and I'm going to blow the effing S out of them, and they want to make a deal, right? That's Barack Ravid over in Axios. But Trump leaked the following to Axios on Sunday. This is what Axios wrote that Trump told them. President Trump doesn't really care if Republicans lose the House and or the Senate in the midterms this fall. Yeah, he'd prefer a big win, but he seems indifferent to the election and the possibility of endless Democratic investigations of his family, wealth, and policies, his close advisors. So tell us a big reason Trump thinks he'll emerge just as strong or even stronger heading into his final 2 years, at least among the Republicans who are left. Trump, this is what they're saying on Axios. You talk about regime propaganda. Trump will enjoy a more pro-Trump Republican Congress, win or lose, gleefully play 2028 kingmaker in the Republican Party, and further test the boundaries of presidential power beyond legislating. His preferred method anyway. You're talking about what, dictatorship? Tested beyond the bounds of presidential powers, you know, in that pesky little thing called the Constitution. He'll use pardons to protect his people, his advisors are telling Axios. Trump is not a share the stage, pass the torch, groom your successor kind of guy. Instead, he'll exploit the leverage with MAGA losing in the midterms. He wants them to lose so he can exploit the leverage. He believes that's strength. That's what he's telling Axios. And then cashing in, of course. This is a real article from Axios. Cashing in over the weekend. Trump will use the levers of power to keep raising money to expand his clout beyond the presidency. He likes the fact that when he tells someone, give me money, They give him money, an advisor told us. Another chimed into Axios. Trump will relish in perpetuity having Republicans beg for his endorsement. You're as powerful as your bank account says you are. He's referring to extortion right there, in my opinion. But okay, Axios. Trump is rooting for Republicans to lose the midterms so he can exert more power over whatever is left in the rubbish that is the MAGA Republican Party. Okay, Bernie Moreno, the MAGA Republican senator from Ohio, posted this publicly about his former son-in-law, Max Miller, who is alleged to have abused Moreno's daughter. As a father and husband, I can tell you the last 2 years have been pure hell for my wife Bridget, our daughter Emily, me, and our entire family in the aftermath of Emily's divorce. It has been horrific to watch this play out in full public view, all while knowing an innocent 2-year-old girl, his granddaughter, is caught in the middle. Our priority has always been protecting our daughter and our granddaughter. Out of concern for the safety of my family, I hope to keep this matter private. But Max Miller's, that's the MAGA Republican Congress member from Ohio, who used to be married to Moreno's daughter, just want to make sure you're following, increasingly erratic and dangerous behavior has made it impossible. As he has admitted privately, Max Miller needs serious psychological help. He is a danger to my daughter, and I hold my breath every minute he has custody of my granddaughter. If there are any basic standards of character required to hold elected office, Max Miller fails them. He should not serve in the House of Representatives. I believe Max Miller needs to seek professional help to end the clear pattern of abuse he has left in his wake. I believe he should not be free to continuing endangering others until he does. I ran for office because I wanted to make a difference for the country. That gave me every opportunity to succeed and to leave this nation better for my children and grandchildren. That sacrifice has been especially hard on my wife, Bridget, whose big heart and steady support have never wavered. I owe it to her, to Emily. Emily's his daughter, the ex-wife of Max Miller, and to my granddaughter to speak the truth now. Then MAGA Republican Congress member Max Miller responds, Bernie Moreno, senator from Ohio, my former father-in-law. If my daughter said the same thing to me, I personally wouldn't wait 2 years before holding him accountable. You know this isn't true, and the only reason you are speaking out now is to hide from your own media circus. This is all political. And you know, folks, when I read you this stuff, like, this doesn't have to be our politics. Like, we know that, right? Like, our politics doesn't have to be this like dark, disgusting dystopia of these MAGA Republican abusers and people who are alleged to commit abuse, and MAGA Republicans covering up child sex trafficking rings, and Donald Trump bragging about shaking down people for money and doing 21,000 stock trades and doing quid pro quos with the Middle East and getting us involved in never-ending wars and manipulating the markets and covering up child sex trafficking rings and focusing on stealing our taxpayer money for his right-wing oligarchs and building golden ballrooms and things that we don't want, and whining about reflecting pools and prosecuting people based on fabricated evidence, and constantly whining about how unfair, how unfairly, we know that we could actually have normal human beings who fight for us and don't rip away our health care, who actually make things more affordable, who create the conditions for affordable housing, could give us free healthcare and free education, and we don't have to live we know we don't have to live in this hell, right? By the way, that's why the book I wrote with my brothers is called WTF America, and we talk about the way out of this hell. How do we get in here? How do we get out of this hell? And I want to take a step back in the book and talk about these broader, important, overarching principles. By the way, pre-order WTF America right now. It comes out October, but our publisher has told us it's really important we focus on those pre-orders. So if you were thinking about waiting till October, pre-order it right now, and you can hit the QR code or link in the description description below. But WTF, we need to get out of this mess. So MAGA Republican Congress member Max Miller then recorded this video, and he was like, my wife claims that I abused her and poured scalding hot water on her and abused our child and did all of this horrific stuff. By the way, Stephanie Grisham, former Trump advisor, also made accusations in the first Trump regime that when she was dating Max Miller, he was abusive, she alleged. So this guy's got a history and pattern and practice of this. But he made this video. I'm not going to play you the full thing. I'm going to play you a small portion where Max Miller's like, would my wife actually invite me back into the home to be with our daughter after she says that I did these horrible things? That's what happens in domestic violence situations. Here, play this clip.
So ask yourself, if I had assaulted her, would she have offered to cook me dinner 6 days later? Would she have invited me to spend an afternoon at the playground with her and our daughter? Would she have written that we were in a friendlier place? No, she wouldn't have, ladies and gentlemen.
And then he released what he claimed was helpful evidence to himself. He did a Dropbox and released all of these audio recordings, and I think they just make it worse for him. He released this audio that, in my view, admits that he sprayed his wife with hot water. Play this clip.
It never was done to hurt you, and you know that. You were weaponizing this because of my previous allegation.
And then you knew it was because you went into my room when I was crying.
So
and
Emily,
you started crying saying, I didn't mean to hurt you. I didn't mean to hurt you. Why are you scared of me? Why are you scared of me?
I didn't mean to hurt you. It wasn't done with intent. You just said it yourself. You literally just said it yourself. It wasn't done to hurt you. And I told you before that not to come over to me and start screwing around with me.
I wasn't trying to screw around with you.
Emily,
I was trying to give you a hug.
You're taking a playful incident and making something nefarious.
It's not playful when you have hot water.
Emily, going out of the faucet, it does not get to a temperature of boiling water. It does not.
Put it on when you get home, Max, and see if you can get it.
I did it, and I tested it, and I had our attorneys test it because I figured that this is what you were going to come at me with.
It's literally at you.
But literally, it's like standing under a hot shower, and we already have someone to go ahead and combat this if this is what you're going to do.
And then there's this audio of him where he appears to, where it's his ex-wife accusing him of using drugs, saying she found needles by his bed. And he released this. He thinks this is helpful to him. Here, play this clip.
All of our conversations.
No, I don't. And
so
I
you've
don't.
Never recorded one of our conversations.
And by the way, and I've never gone into your cell phone, and I've never gone into your computer, and I've never sneaked into your backpack, and I've never banged on the bathroom door thinking that you're masturbating when you were just using the bathroom at 5:30 a.m.
I have gone into your backpack because I truly do believe you have a drug problem.
Okay. What drugs?
Well, first it was weed, and then I found needles next to your bed.
You found needles?
Yes, I did, and I took a picture of it. So you can try to deny it to me.
Okay.
I don't know why that's funny. That's actually really fucking scary.
Okay, you found
and it was a huge impetus of why I left.
Okay. Go for it. Test me for whatever you would like.
No, Max, that's even scary that that's a thing. I honestly, that actually freaks me the fuck out.
It's not a thing. And you didn't find it next to a bed.
Yes, I did, Max. Yes, the fuck I did.
Then it's not mine. If it's next to the bed...
Then who else's needle is in the bedroom drawer, Max?
No idea, but I can tell you 1,000% I've never had a needle in my bedroom drawer. 1,000%.
You've never had a needle with...
Jewish word of honor. Nope, Jewish word of honor.
That is
not my bedroom drawer. Not in my bedroom drawer. I have never had a needle in my bedroom drawer, and that is not a lie.
Where are they, Max? Because that's where I found it.
Nope. I don't have needles in the house. You can come check. I've never put a needle in the drawer.
I will send you a picture of it then.
Please do. I would love to see what this looks like.
And so now you have these MAGA Republicans out there defending Max Miller. By the way, you had Trump on Air Force One. He was asked, should Max Miller resign? He's like, no, so far it's just accusations. Here, play this clip right here.
A lot of people like it. A lot of big supporters of Trump like it.
Mr. President, there's been some domestic abuse allegations against Congressman Max Miller.
I just Just
you
learning
think
about it.
he should resign?
Well, I'm going to look at it. I mean, so far it's accusations. I'll be looking at it.
Sir, how do you guys do anything?
Hat tip to Democratic strategist Mike Meiselas, because weeks ago he was on state regime media Fox. And here's what he said on, when this wasn't getting enough attention. Let's play it.
A lot of bad individuals who are rising up in politics right now. It includes Graham Plattner. He's got to go. But the fact that you just sit here and said that nobody cares that Max Miller beat his wife is highly alarming.
We're not here to talk about Max Miller. We're here to talk about
I think
Graham
we got to be
Plattner.
talking about all of it, because if we're not policing this conduct from people, whether they're Democrats or Republicans, it's not right. Nobody has the moral high
But
ground.
the topic today is Graham
else.
Plattner.
No,
That's
fine.
why we're
Graham
here.
Plattner to go.
We're talking about Graham Plattner. If we want to
talk
do
about
another
both.
segment on the congressman you're bringing up or the candidate.
You let me know when we're going to book a segment on Max Miller, because I haven't heard a lot about it from Republicans.
Fox.
That's fine.
By the way, even George Santos, when he was in the House of Representatives back on November of 2023, when he was in the House floor, he called out Max Miller in November 2023. They all knew about MAGA was covering this up for this guy. Here, play this clip.
You, sir, are a crook. I know I should direct my comments to the chair. I yield back.
My colleague wants to come up here, call me a crook. Same colleague who's accused of being a woman beater. Are we really going to ignore the facts that we all have passed and we all have the media coming out against us on a daily basis? I can go and read about all my colleagues. I'm not going to stand here to smear them. I'm not going to stand here and use the time I have to say ill things about my colleagues. I refuse to stoop to that level.
Jim Jordan said the following, that Max Miller is a good man and we're all going to help him get reelected. Play this clip.
I also want to ask you about something a little closer to home. There is a colleague of yours in the Ohio delegation, Max Miller, who is facing allegations of abuse from an ex-wife of the wife and his then toddler daughter. Do you think that Max Miller, who denies this abuse, should he resign from Congress in light of the accusations?
Look, this is a family matter. I know Max is a good man. I was up campaigning for him. I hope he wins re-election. He's done a good job as a member of Congress, and we should all pray for his family. These are difficult times that they're going through. We understand that. These kind of situations always are. But Max is a good member and a colleague, and hopefully he's going to win re-election. But ultimately, in the end, that's up to the voters in his district. But yeah, we were up helping Max just a few weeks ago at a campaign event up in his district in the northern part of our state.
So, I mean, it's just worth noting, I mean, the allegations include that Miller scalded his ex-wife's chest and stomach when he threw hot water at her, that he held a gun to her head, that he pushed her against a wall and hit her in the head, that he fractured their daughter's collarbone and bruised her shoulder, that his 2-year-old daughter reportedly told his ex-wife, quote, "Daddy, kill you." I want to play for you what you said when you were asked about Graham Plattner, who faced allegations of abuse. Let's watch what you told.
I've not heard all this stuff.
Well, it was in the New York Times. It was in the New York Times. That's the list of allegations. It's been out there for a while.
I've not read it.
I just want to show you what you told Newsmax when you saw that Graham Plattner was facing these accusations. Watch.
That's always been the case with Democrats. It's all about maintaining power. They will take any crazy position as long as it furthers their ability to win elections and get power, and frankly to go against anyone who goes against President Trump.
Why does that not apply here to Republicans who want to keep power in the seat?
Well, I don't know the context of the question I was asked about Mr. Plattner, but my guess it was about all the ridiculous positions he's taken.
The banner there says Plattner's ex-girlfriend accuses him of abuse.
The Nazi tattoo and everything else. Yeah, well, I don't know. I didn't answer. I don't know that I answered that question. I think I was dealing with just who he was as a candidate and the crazy anti-Semitic, anti-Israel, pro-Nazi positions that he has taken. I think is evidenced by the fact that he had a Nazi tattoo on his chest.
All right, Congressman Jim Jordan, thanks for spending some time with us.
And frankly, it wasn't me that kicked him off the ballot. It was the Democrats.
All right, fair enough, sir. Thank you very much. We'll be right back.
Now, it should be noted that Max Miller's running against a Democrat, Brian Poindexter, and Poindexter is now leading in a lot of the recent polling for Ohio's 7th Congressional District. So even that seat, which was once viewed in Ohio as a potentially safe seat for MAGA, is now viewed as a seat that could flip to Democrats. And by the way, I've been doing lots of videos on Ohio and Texas too. But Ohio, you see a lot of shift towards the Democratic Party, a lot of shift towards blue. And, really, I think there are good candidates who are running, diverse, different types of candidates. That's good. Diversity in candidates is good. Not everyone has to be, a certain prototype. Just fight, listen for the people and fight for them. And also, I just think people want accountability to Trump. And so they want people who are going to conduct oversight and actually punch back against the Trump regime. So Poindexter is up. I got to get Poindexter on the show, huh? I got to interview Poindexter, huh? Well, anyway, MAGA Mike's hell, everybody. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million subscribers. Thank you all for watching. Get WTF America as well. Pre-order it now. Link in the description below.
Before you go, our book, WTF America, is available for pre-order now. It's the story of how we got here and how we fight our way back. To pre-order, scan the QR code or click the link in the description. Let's do this.